Hello everyone, welcome back on our Let's Talk Design once again. I hope all of you are doing quite well, and thanks again for joining our sessions every time. We again have a very special guest with us who's soon gonna join, and we are really gonna talk something very interesting today, something that we've never spoken about. So I would like all of you to wait to hear our conversation. I'm soon going to invite our special guest. Our special guest for today's Let's Talk Design is Mr. Yogesh. I hope he's just joined. Hello. How are you?
Hi. Hi, Sana.
Hi, Mr. Yogesh. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. How are you? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So, welcome to our live session for Let's Talk Design. Before this session, give a small intro to our audience. Architect Yogesh Chandrahasan, the principal and part of WeBe Design, which is a multidisciplinary lab. It's in Chennai and Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. It's known for their expertise in integrated architecture and design. He's also known for his landscape enthusiasm at heart and an inherent design. Today, he's going to talk about stone design or memory. I hope I haven't missed out on anything.
Yeah. It's well and good. Yeah. We can go ahead.
Great.
Yeah.
So, very the topic that we picked up today. So, to know how was your
Sana, I'm sorry. Sana, I'm sorry to that your voice is actually breaking.
am I audible now? I hope I should be better now.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good.
So, asking, how was your designing national war memorial in such a politically charged site? And though this is a very sensitive topic to talk about, we all want to know your experience.
Yeah, I think it's quite a bit of a challenge, especially like when you have a site like, now, next to India Gate where we have Edwin Newton's, the great architects, has already developed structures around, the entire Rajpath. So first of all, I think like we are very lucky, and we are also like grateful to get such projects. And firstly, and moreover, the design has to be like very contextual. It should not be political. It has to be like experienced by everyone, by the family, the public, and there are like a lot of things into it. And moreover, designing in Delhi, especially the context, also like it matters. The weather is like very extreme. The conditions are not suitable actually. So it was quite a challenge and a great experience working there. Yeah.
So when you say it was a challenge, also like you talked about, that the climate was big of again a challenge. Uh, if you would want to mention, what were those challenges? Like just one or two. Was it difficult for you to, figure out what sort of stone should be applying because of weather conditions?
Yeah, see, one is the material by itself. The choice of the material also like plays a major role here, because as I said, the weather conditions are extreme. You have extreme rain, you have extreme winter, you have extreme summer. It is not it's something unique, because if you see in Chennai, we only have like two weather conditions here, but whereas in Delhi you have all the weather conditions. So the wear and tear of the material, the choice of the material plays a major role. So yeah.
And why these materials lies through stones?
Sorry, I didn't get
Why
it.
why always memorials are symbolized through
See, I think like mostly memorials are timeless, right? And also, I think natural material by themselves, have the tendency to active our senses. This is what I believe. And the memorials are spaces, of emotions. And to trigger these emotions, I feel, the natural materials plays a major role. And also, like, it creates a strong bond or a connection between the space and then the user. The texture, the color, and the touch adds to it. For example, if you go to any temples, the positive energy that comes into you, it's through majorly, I believe it's majorly through materials. When you walk on a barefoot, when you walk on a barefoot on granite materials, the feel of it is completely different. So I believe, the natural materials has a greater connections with the space, which makes you connect with the space.
Absolutely. We all would really love to hear from you about the usage of stone as a design element in memory.
Okay. So, yeah. So, with respect to the memorial, I think, like, I don't know how many of you are aware of the design of the memorial. So, the memorial is exactly behind the India Gate. It is inaugurated in 2019 by our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Shri Modi. And the memorial complex has a central memorial, and then it has utility complex on either side. And the central complex has 4 concentric circles. It is imagined as, Rakshak Chakra, which is on the outer side. Inner circle is called as the Tap Chakra, and then the second innermost circle is called as the Veer Chakra, and the centermost part is called as, the Amar Chakra. So, with respect to the stones as a material, the Tap Chakra is where the heart of the memorial is. So the Chap Chakra hosts about 26,700 stones. So in where the names of about 25,000 soldiers' names are etched on it. So each stone, depicts a martyr, and the name of a soldier, the name of the martyr is being like etched, where his name, rank, and his number is actually like etched. So with respect to this, it's a self-supporting system. If you take the design, it's an individual blocks, which actually, like, individual stone block is interlocked with the other stone block. So it's an interlocking structure. As a system, it works. As a self-supporting system, it works. And yeah, so the design by itself is a huge task. You have to, like, properly schedule the names. You need to, like, properly catalog it. So cataloging is a major role with respect to this, because each block can carry only 14 alphabets. So there is a big process in which this entire system was worked. So we have to, like, shorten all the names so to fit into this block. So yeah, and the entire
interesting to know. This is a very different topic that we have picked today, and brought up the process. It's possible for you to let us know small little processes behind this thing. How was the process? Was it easy to like get the labor of, and like you mentioned, every had a limited number of people you mentioned. Then, so, like, just a brief on the process, if you could let our audience know.
On the material sourcing and things like that, is it okay? Yeah. So with respect to the timeline of the project is, we have to complete the project in about 10 months period. So that's the timeline what was given by our honorable Prime Minister. So the site area is actually, it's 42 acres. So it's quite a huge. So per day demand, what happens is, per day demand comes to about, so 25,000 stone blocks has to be fabricated. So it's cut to shape. It's each stone is a block, is about 300 by 100 by 165 mm. So it's one single block which has to be, like, profiled, fabricated, and for a day it actually, like, a team can only install about 100 blocks. So if we calculate the math, it usually takes about 6 months to 7 months to carry out just only the installation, except the fabrication. So we have to look for more teams. So the project was actually constructed by NCC, Nagarjuna Constructions, and what they did is we actually we made sure that we had multiple teams engaged in it. So multiple teams were engaged at multiple fronts. So we got the material. We didn't source material from a single person. It was sourced from four different cities, one from Jaipur, and then from Hyderabad and from Gujarat, and it was multiple cities. The materials were procured, and multiple teams were installed, and then work happened. So with 3-4 months period, we had completed this project. So per day from 100, we actually did about 250 stones per day, and sometimes and the demand also, by the time we reached the last minute, it was even 400 to 300 per blocks per day. So yeah, per day, yeah, that's quite a lot actually.
So were you able to manage before 10 months to finish the project, or did it go
No,
beyond that?
no. See, the project got delayed. We were supposed to complete the project in 2018 of August actually, but we were only able to complete in 2019 February. So there was a delay of about 6 months period. But to be very honest, I think we completed the project in 1 year 6 months period. But it's quite a challenge project. It was not that easy to complete that with the short timeline we had. And it's also not a small. It's not all, in terms of area. It is quite a huge. It's quite huge. Developing 42 acres in 1 month, 1 year 6 month period was not at all an easy, especially in Delhi.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a question, a little out of the box. You do a lot of landscape art also, So was this project like a big to, apart from the regular kind of work you do, like especially like sourcing of stones, applying stones, like apply in a land architecture, maybe for residence, then applying, which is going to be known as your National War Memorial.
Sorry, your voice was breaking. I'm not able to. I couldn't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
So just a small question, which is out of the box. Like you do a lot of big projects of landscape architecture, right? So as you know, like this project was really big. How is it different from doing like a big residential landscape architecture?
Hey, I'm really sorry. I just got a call and then I couldn't hear you anything. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Can you just yeah.
No problem. I just wanted to know the difference between when you do landscape architecture for a residence, wherein you
Okay.
stones and you do the entire landscape architecture with different stones, and knowing that this is going to be a national war memorial. So what difference? Why you were doing this project?
No, to be very honest, there is no difference as such, because as a firm, we believe in contextual design. So we believe in contextual design. Whatever the material that we choose, it has to go well with the context. So choosing the appropriate material at the right place is what we believe in. Whether it is a small or large, whether it is residential or memorial or even commercial complex, it doesn't matter. For a particular project, for a particular intent of the project, whatever the material goes, we tend to choose the material. So it doesn't matter what the typology actually is. So yeah.
But you also mentioned that the project got over in 2019. Do you think that if you had to do this project in today's 2020, would the approach have little changed towards stone, or the process would have been little changed if you had to do this project now, or it's the same?
Okay. No. See, our design ideology will be the same. Maybe like the process in which we would have approached definitely would have been like different. Because over the period of time, everything changes, the technology changes, everything changes. So definitely it wouldn't have been the same. And even if we are going to like do another memorial, our design ideology will be the same, but approach will be like totally different in terms of because it was the first project, and it was the first project I was actually at 32 or 32, I think, when I was doing the memorial, and that was the first project, and it was it's a large scale project as well. So the experience there was like completely different, but now we have a quite a good experience, and then we know how to tackle the material, the methodology, and the process. So our approach will definitely be different.
Possible. One last question.
Yes.
Because you that this was, this built in Delhi, and
Yeah.
they have the climatic challenge. You also feel had it been somewhere down south, or less challenges for you to build a memorial?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
So just in case if you had to build this war memorial somewhere down south, so do you think that there were less weather challenges?
Yeah, definitely less weather challenges is there, because down south, I think, like as I said, the weather is like completely different here. We only have two weather conditions here, but whereas in Delhi the weather conditions are like completely different. It's not at all cold here. The least that we have is only like about 27 or something like that, not lesser than that in Chennai, especially in the southern. If you except Bangalore, both Hyderabad and Chennai, I think, like the weather conditions are completely different. Yeah.
Right, right. Uh, Yogesh, this has been a great, quick chat because we were talking about this kind of stones and the idea behind the National Memorial. You've given us really nice, insights about it. Uh, if any of our audience would like any questions, please put it in the comment section. Meanwhile, we would like you to give our audience a quick tip and important tip stones as per your.
Yeah. See, I think like the tip, as a tip, I would give probably, yeah, understanding the property of the material is more important than looking at the aesthetics of the, of the material. Because as a designers, we mostly look at aesthetical part, and then we don't get we don't get into deeper understanding of the properties. So I think the right way to approach is we have to, as designers, we have to like find a balance between aesthetical portion of it as well as the theoretical part of it, because because as a user, that's what he comes to, because the maintenance aspect to it, and there are a lot into it. Yeah, so that's one thing what I would convey.
That's really nice. Okay, so we have a question. What is the stone you commonly use in your residential projects?
See, currently we are majorly using all type of natural stones, actually, to be like very frank, because it all depends on the project, the kind of user is, the kind of the intent of the project is. So if we go for minimalism, and if we go for traditional techniques, then we usually go with Kadapa, Kota, and then Kadapa, Kota, and then granite. But in case if it is more contemporary, and then like if it is to do with if the client has more budget, then we go with marbles, and and Italian marbles and things like that. So it all depends on the project, what the intent of the project, and then who the user is. So it's all depends. But as a firm, we believe in natural materials, and we tend to like use a lot of natural materials in the design.
Great. Manjunathan, I hope this has answered your question. Okay, so guys, if you have any more questions, we'll be posting this video on our page. You could either get in touch with us or to Yogesh. He would be happy to answer. If was a great quick session. Great from you. Thank you once again and
Thank you.
giving us
Thank you.
great
Thank
inputs.
you, Sana. And your, yeah, thank you, Sana. Yeah, thank you, Sana, to you and your entire team for organizing this event and yeah, and inviting us as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
See you next
Thank you.
time.
Yeah.